We're Put-in-Bay, Ohio, July 4th weekend, 2024. And we have like a small Model T festival going on here. And just so you know, many of you will recognize the beer barrel from Put-in-Bay. Kind of a landmark. But we'll check out these Model Ts. And let's see, we got an Ohio State fan here. It's a 1923 T. We got looks like a 1915 next to it. And I don't know my Model Ts. Fortunately, these guys will put the correct license plate on their cars, which is pretty awesome. You look down there, you see that. 1915. And you see a slight design difference from the earlier ones. So later ones, you can see the radiator, this one and that one. You know, the steelwork is steelwork on the fenders is a little different. And being far from a Model T expert, I would have to say that just changes over the years, but it could possibly be maybe an option. And it doesn't look like we maybe have an A behind me, so we're not all Model Ts. Really clean. And I can't tell you here because they have historical plates. And we'll take a look inside of this one. I like it's the two-seater. Pretty sparse in here. Possible rumble seat in here. Step back a little bit so you can get a better view of it. But yeah, come back up close and we'll see if we can see inside again. We'll go close to the dash. And we'll compare the interior to the Model Ts. You see the lights here, the horn, pretty simple, real simple. Seating. You can hear one in the background, road going past. And I'm not sure exactly how the throttles and spark retarders work. Maybe I can get somebody to show me later. I'll get the Ford mat. And the pedals, and that's what all these levers do because it has more things going on than I thought they did. But yeah, pretty straight too. Oh, there's another thing. See the door? There is not one. There's one for the passenger. But we'll slip over here and check out this Hearse. This Model T Hearse is one of 6, and there's actually only 3 left in existence. This was carved on a jig, and there's only 3 left of these. All that woodworking you see was all carved on a jig. All 6 of them matched. There's a lot of weight to it. And this is owned by Frosties, by the owner of Frosties, which is just down the road right down there. So pretty neat. And they said that they have a coffin in back. It's actually made into a cooler. And you see this little thing right here? That would go over top, and it has like a little reel, and they can put the flowers up there for the funeral. But you can see it's all wood inside just as well. So very neat. I like it. I always like seeing unique things like that. We got this tiny little Model T next door. You can still see it has white rubber tires. Brass radiator. Headlights like the other ones. I don't know how common these two-door ones are. If you know, put it in the comments. I like their little horns. And we'll look inside this one. Wow, this is even more Spartan than any of the other ones I've seen. There's no gauges at all.
Here's if you were a doctor.
And these are little containers, and I don't know what these oil, gas, or something. Got 1920 over here. And this gentleman might actually own this one.
I do.
And maybe we got somebody that can explain to me a little bit how all these levers and such work inside.
Inside?
Yes.
All right. So,
I know we have some retarders for things.
Yes, you do.
And
get some of the junk out of the way.
and we have a lever down here. I don't know if that's...
That is the emergency brake.
That is an emergency brake, okay.
Now, if you move it to the center, the three pedals down at the bottom, you have left side, you have high-low.
Okay.
Middle pedal is reverse, right pedal is brake.
Okay, I would have not thought that.
If the stick is straight up and down, the only thing the car can go in is in low forward or in reverse.
Okay. So this is not like, that is not a clutch,
They call it a clutch, but it truly is not. It's actually a high-low.
A high-low.
All the way down is low, and all the way out is in high gear. So you
Okay.
have two speeds in the transmission. And then up top, you have spark advance on the far side.
Okay, over here.
Yes, that small lever on the column is spark advance. Right is the throttle.
Okay, so here is our throttle right here. Not down there. That's not the go fast pedal.
No, there is no.
It's up here.
Yep. It was the 1920 cruise control. You
There we
can
go.
set
Oh,
it down
so
in
you-
there, and it'll stay where it's at.
And you can kind of see, I'll get a little closer. You can see how it has little
Notches in it.
notches in it.
And so you just advance it down to the notch you want, and then it'll stay right there.
Oh, very nice. What's your name?
My name is Jeff.
Jeff.
Yep.
Thanks for your information.
You're very welcome. I hope
Have a
you
good
guys
day.
have a good day.
And we'll try to catch you later on in the parade. Go by waving. And we've got a nice little, I like it when the guys have their 1913 plates in there. So it helps me out a little bit. Yeah. And when did they go from, the brass more square to the slightly more rounded radiator?
So this is considered the brass era car. The brass era cars were from like 1908 up till 1916, I believe.
Okay.
And then from there on out, they started going to all the black paint.
So 1916 they started changing
Yes.
some more things. And I seen the fenders change a little bit and
Yeah.
some small things like that.
Tim would know a lot more. He's a lot more knowledgeable.
Okay. And the lights are changing a little bit from, what was it, carbide or
Those are
carbide lights to a more modern
These
kind of.
are kerosene.
Oh, okay. So these
The
this
bottom
one right
roll
here.
comes off and they fill them with kerosene.
And these are the kerosene ones.
Kerosene, but they were switching over to,
And are these early electric?
yes.
And then we have the early electric headlights.
They're only 6 volts, so they're not very bright.
You said 6 volts, so
Right there's your lights.
yep,
And there's high beam. So
yeah.
they're only like 50, 10 mil up, which is really,
Okay.
really knocks it up. You can't see everything. And these are more of a running light.
Okay.
They don't project, it's just so people can see you coming.
Now the spotlight option, is that something from back in the day as well?
That was an aftermarket part.
Okay.
It was added to it before I got the car.
Okay. Nice. Thanks for your information,
You're
Jeff.
welcome.
And we got another little two-door, but this one looks almost like a pickup truck. Look at this. Got a little bed on it. So this is maybe an early Ford truck. Oh, look at these guys. Putting kids in for pictures. This is awesome. Tell they're very family oriented.
That's pretty blue one here, babe.
What year?
16.
1916. So that's the last year for the brass?
Yeah, this is the last brass year. Yeah.
And so this two-door style,
It was a touring car originally.
it was okay.
Don't be
and
afraid to break it. You can't break them out.
And the bed you have on it
That was added in 1923.
so it was that like a Ford option or just a regular aftermarket?
No, this was just something that they,
A farmer or somebody made?
farmer, my great-grandfather did it.
Oh, well, great. What's
We bought
this
the car-
gentleman right here?
We got
His great-grandfather did the modifications. And what's your name?
They bought it in September of 1915, and he was a Peterson. I'm a cook.
So it's been in the family
It's been the family since it
How many-
was brand new.
since this is basically a one-owner vehicle right here, one family-owned
I
vehicle.
restored it in 1997.
That's great. Well, thanks for your information.
You're welcome.
Got some more of them. The park is quite a few in here, and it's a beautiful day here. The shade from the trees. I do like these little two-door jobs. They're pretty cool looking. I can't imagine driving one after just listening to how you have to drive it. But and check out this. It's an old T truck. Is this your T truck?
Yes.
This gentleman right here has this 1923. Is it?
Yes.
Okay, I'm cheating. I'm looking at your plates. But has this? And did you do most of this C cab restoration, or?
Yep.
Look, slipper. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about it.
I'm not sure what to tell you.
Okay, what's your name first?
I'm Earl.
Earl. Thanks, Earl.
1923 Model TT.
Okay. Now the disc brakes are something that you added.
Disc brakes are added so it'll stop.
That's wise. Yes. Yes.
Originally, they just had transmission brakes, a band around the transmission. But back then, they were built with, they have no distributor, no fuel pump, no oil pump, no water pump,
No oil filter.
no oil filter.
Does the same oil go through the transmission? It goes through the
Yeah,
motor.
Same oil through the transmission. It's splash.
Yep.
If you
And
have to go up a steep hill, sometimes you have to go in reverse
uh,
because the gas.
the gear ratio's lower for. Oh, okay.
So if it's too steep and you're low on gas, you'll starve your engine.
Oh no. You did a great job on this.
Other than braking is you throw at an anchor.
Now you restored it. Were you able to save most of the wood?
The wood's original,
So that is original wood. Wow, that's great.
and the steel is original.
Wow, that's great.
The paint is not.
I can believe
It
it.
had been repainted at some point.
You have the kerosene lights
Yep.
and classic 6-volt electric. Very nice. You did a nice job on it.
Thank you. Yeah, if you try to cut this wood, you look through a lot of saw blades.
Yes, it's almost gets petrified after it gets that old. Yeah, we've got 1800s barn on the farm, and yeah, and it's oak, and you can't hardly. You have to use a drill. Don't
I don't know
forget
if this
nails.
is oak or ash. I'm not sure what it is.
I think you're right, it's ash. Still very nice.
I don't know my woods.
And we've got another truck here. Looks like we got all the trucks together. This is nice.
No, that was
Stake side.
actually not in on the common thing.
You can see how the cabs are bigger, more robust. I'm curious what the tonnage is. What would these have been rated like in a tonnage wise?
Sorry?
As far as tonnage, how would these have been rated? Did they have
I don't
anything?
know.
Okay, I didn't know if it'd be like a half a ton or.
I mean, they only have 20 horsepower. At least mine does.
Yes.
So,
And I see, you got the C cab and we've got the truck styles.
right.
And
Well, his
what
is
is the
newer. When this was built, they didn't offer the full cab.
Okay, so the full cab is something
Full
special.
cab was later.
Okay, later date.
Originally, Ford didn't give cabs. You went to a cabinet maker or
Okay.
somebody or built them yourselves. Then a year or two after mine, they started offering the full cabs.
So you'd have to find a specialist to make your cab to
Yes.
start with, like the C cab here. Then later on, Ford
Started offering.
saw he could make
cabs.
more money, so he
Yes.
started selling cabs. That's Ford always tries to make
And
more
they
money.
started with wood, and
Yep.
what they would do is they would take the boxes that the engines were shipped in, and they would build the cabs out of them.
Okay.
So he was not wasteful.
No, you're right. Because he used to specify box shapes and sizes, didn't he, to
Uh-huh.
make sure that they would minimize the cutting?
Yes.
That's what I thought I heard. And this, if you look at some of the old wagons on the farms, you'll see they have this style,
Yes.
and then the more modern stake bed over there. And I'm
But
not
I
sure if
don't
that's
think the stake bed was original.
okay. I was curious about that myself.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
His is a, not sure what yours is.
Yeah. If you even saw an old Castoga wagon, you would see that it looked like this. You know, except for it had the big hoops on it.
So this was a true hauling truck. You can tell by the rear end.
Oh yes. Well, I don't know if you guys can see here, but I'll look over. It's probably not easy to see.
Mine's
on,
got a
but-
regular T rear end.
Okay, that's got the standard Model T rear end, and this has got the heavier. You can see how it comes out
I
the
think
top.
this is their truck, so they can probably tell you what the tonnage would have been.
Yes, what were
One ton.
it is a 1 ton. Okay,
And that's what it weighs right at a ton.
okay.
No, what could you carry? What was the
It's a ton
ton
capacity.
capacity?
And what was the horsepower on this one? Still 20?
All 20.
All of them are 20. Okay.
Model A is 40, Model T is 20.
And did you do the restoration?
Not on this.
Okay.
I got some that I did, but
Everything else. Well, it's a neat truck. What year is this one?
26.
This is a 26. And then this gentleman here, you probably don't know, but that's probably a custom stake bed.
Yeah, that's original stake bed.
Oh, that is one of the original stake beds.
Oh, it is. That's factory.
So how many
It
years?
says Ford truck. It's
I saw
stamped
that.
right in it.
And
That's original T stake bed.
yeah, it's kind of neat to have the little sequence you guys got going here.
It should be either 25 or 6.
So he's saying this is a 25 or 6. And you can see again the heavy rear end.
2-speed rear end in it. Mine's
know.
got a single speed rear end, but I got a Warford transmission, which is a 3-speed.
Okay, so he's got
Besides the original 2-speed.
now there's the third
All
speed is
Model Ts
it
have just a 2-speed.
higher or lower?
Well, it goes actually. It's got an overdrive. In it.
So it is an overdrive, so you have a little more speed. So you can go 45.
Well, 35 to 45.
Okay. And this one is really nice too as well. With the like the gentleman just said, that's a original stake bed, so that's got to be pretty rare. Great restoration. The guy did a super job on the wood. I'll take a look. You can see his bed. But yeah, he did a super job.
I always thought these lifted right out. Like, they do. Now we got one.
We'll take a little look inside the cab. And he's got polished up a couple things. It's pretty sharp. But again, almost no gauges.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. And pretty sparse, as all the early vehicles are. And he's got the hood open, so we'll swing around and see what the big 20 horse power plant for this Ford truck was. 1 ton. Oh, he's got the little oiler even out and ready. Cool. And what was your name again?
Mike Parker.
And that's got a.
I was talking to Mike Parker here, and he's kind of going to point out some of these. We're back over at the stake bed, and he's pointing out some little things here. And being a modern hot rod guy, I wasn't sure, because our alternators don't look like that because it's a generator.
Gear driven.
And it's a gear driven off the front there, generator. And of course this controls your amps. And he says there's just little contacts in there, open and close, to control that amperage. And with Ford, everything always has to have the Ford stamp on it. And it's carbureted. And
Draft vaporizer.
updraft vaporizer, and you can see no air cleaner. And exhaust has a little heater, and actually is what we got down here, is that the fuel?
You preheat the gasoline, You got
Okay.
a plate between here, so your exhaust gas preheats the gas, comes up, the air comes up through here, preheats
Okay.
the air, mixes with the gasoline, and it's all preheated, and it's
So-
supposed to combust better and more economical. So,
Okay.
and it does.
So is that part of this package for the Waukesha? This is Ford
That's
original.
a Ford original.
Okay.
You see, that's Ford script.
Oh, yep. We come down here. There we go.
It says Ford script on there.
Yep. And
Holly made them also, same
Okay.
specs.
but he does have a special head on here, and it increases the horsepower by 7. Slightly better airflow, and maybe a little more compression.
Yep.
And but we have our 4 spark plugs. And do we call these coil packs, or what is the name
Coil
for
box.
Coil box, and it's on the inside. And then this does not have a water pump. This little guy right here is just basically an idler, so for that fan right there and that belt. And that's not a V belt or a serpentine belt. That's before both of those. It's just a flat belt, like you might have seen on a lot of equipment in early 1900s. And if you look way down in there, you can see the crank where it came through. And I imagine it goes into a gear drive box.
It connects directly to the crank.
Oh, so that's a direct. Ooh, no wonder they kick so hard.
Yeah.
And I do like his little oiler setup, so you can oil it right away.
You can oil all your kingpins and your bushings for your tie rods.
Everything up here in the front, and the starter is on the other side. So, but yeah, this is good information. Very nice piece. And he did say that stake bed is original and very rare. So, how many of these stake beds have you seen yourself when you're into the tees? Less than a handful?
Yeah.
3 or 4, less than a handful of these. So, it's just probably one of the only ones in Ohio.
You usually have to go west of the Mississippi to find one of the Ford script. On the
Yes,
Ford truck.
yeah, I slip her in the back, and you guys can see that. That's a really nice little touch of that.
It's got a period accessory turn signal set on it.
That is period. And again, there's that Ford script. And that is period correct. The little reflectors.
Yes.
Wow. And if you ever saw the little old bicycles way back in the day, you used to see them little reflectors on them. And check out the little turn signals as well, period correct. Yeah, great old truck. And again, he did all the woodwork on it. And you can see the stakes are excellent, but also the wood in the bed, just incredible. And we've got another little 1915 Ford over here. A little open top, which all of them are. Enjoying a beautiful day. This one rolled in behind us a little bit ago. 1914, again, one of the brass radiator jobs like the last one you just looked at. Wood spokes. And these guys have to spend a lot of time keeping that brass polished. Look at all that polishing. Wow. Would be the mirrors too. Wow, that's a lot of polishing. I don't know who owns this one, but I give them credit for keeping all that shiny. You look at the center caps. It does say Ford on them. Made in USA. It's 4th of July, God bless America. And he's got everything. This guy, loves the polished brass apparently. Or maybe he hates it by now, but he's even got this all done up nice. Just really nice detail. And he's got this custom little ride-along box here. It's an Edison battery. It's a little storage container for it. The batteries maybe didn't last very long on these way back in early 1900s. And this one has a little less polishing on it. This is more the murdered out all black, flat black. Ford's favorite color, Henry Ford's. Order them any color as long as they're black, except for, check this out. Somebody's cheating a little bit. I'm seeing willow wood brakes on this guy. Wise man. I'm sure it makes it stop much safer. You can hear the motor just a thumping. All 20 horse. They saw their low, now they're moving into their high. They cruised over here from Pennsylvania to enjoy this show here in Ohio. And we've got a 1914 Model T here. And he has it all polished up as well. The brass, even around the window. But this is a nice look. Check out this rig. It's a C cab. But look at that. Home Bakery. Grand Rapids, Ohio. Call 561. That is an old phone number right there. That goes way back. You can see his horn. I love that horn. The craftsmanship in the wood, and this is incredible. You can see they had to bend these to make it do this on the top. And he just keeps everything pristine looking in there. See all those bows? I mean, that is a cloth top. But yeah, whoever restored this one, that had to take a lot of time, but it is really nice. It is a real showpiece. The woodwork on it, just incredible. The brass polish, the paint is super nice. Again, there's your 3 pedals, and they're not like you just having your manual and your, oh, got something a little different back here. That might be some kind of 2-speed rear end or something. But yeah, really cool. Another nice old Ford. And being we just got done looking at that one from the bakery, we got to slip over here past a couple of these. Man, I like that color. That's sharp. These other little Fords right here. But check out this guy. Grand Pacific Popcorn Company. And here we go. So yeah, very nice. The owner is right over here, and I'll see if I can ask him a few questions here shortly. What a great, unique piece of history right here.
It is. It is.
Heavy, top heavy ring.
A little bit.
And you can see the up there where the when he's in there cooking the popcorn, it exhausts the air.
It likes 28. 28 to 30.
So it'll run. You probably heard the owner. He says he can run about 28, 30 comfortably in it,
Yeah, on a straightaway.
and not not up a hill. And you can see he's got the standard 3 pedals, brake. Do you have a 2-speed rear end or something in this? Or does it have a 2-speed or 3-speed?
It's 2-speed.
So it's like a standard. It's
But it
standard
has
truck.
the Rextel transmission, so I can cut everything in half.
Okay, so it does have a special transmission. You said, what do you call it, Rextel?
Yeah, it's a Rextel.
Okay. And does it have the heavy rear end as well, like the trucks? Does it have a heavy rear end like the trucks do?
Yeah, the Rextel's in the rear.
Oh, it is built in the rear.
Yeah.
Okay. And what year did you say this was? I see it's got the brass, so
15.
it's 15, okay. That's really cool. Now, how long did it take them to restore this thing?
They did it in 2003. It was a company that does Calliope's.
Okay, that makes sense. You can see all the beveled glass. Really nice touch. Not just plain glass, because this is a piece of art. Back then, these were.
This is built the same as all the shelving, and that's the same as the Model D popcorn wagons.
Okay. So this would be like a Model D popcorn wagon, similar.
Yes.
And again, well, you can see the heavier end down here, because this has got to be heavy, because there's probably a lot of wood in this, and it's actually probably heavier than metal.
Yeah, yeah.
Really nice. Thanks for your information. Do you still take it out and use it for cooking popcorn?
Actually, put the popcorn popper in it, and yeah, we have it out at least once a week, if not more.
So it's still 100% functional even, so that's great.
Yeah, it's set up. We put a generator with it. It's got 4 sinks and a water tank on there, so that we're good with the health departments.
Yeah, you can see here's the original. This is the original manufacturing company for this top.
That's the rebuild.
Oh, these are the guys that did the rebuild. Okay. Well, if you have one that needs rebuild, right there's the name if they're still in business.
Yeah, they still are.
And they're still in business, so yeah, if you got one. Kids have to love this thing.
Pardon?
Kids have to love this thing.
My son hates it.
Maybe not your kids.
Huh?
Maybe not your kids, but little kids.
Okay. Yeah, we take it to schools,
There you go.
and we talk about. We go through the history of going from horse and buggy to car. We go to kindergartens, things like that.
That's great. Yeah, they do. Thanks for your information.
Yeah.
And I'll probably be looking for you. You going to be in the parade later?
Yes.
Great.
Yes. If you're ever in Olmsted Falls, look us up.
I will. In 1917. He's got dual spare wheels. But check out the tires on this. They have, I don't see the owner, but they have no tread. The one spare does and the other spare doesn't. So I don't, if you happen to know these guys, I don't see these guys around to ask why that one has no tread on the tires. And it has some kind of a little speedometer thing on the front. Up here, I don't know what this is. I lost my owner's, or probably going to get a cold beverage. We're in Put-in Bay. But yeah, I like that green. That's really sharp on it. 1915, their brass radiator. And you'll see a lot of these guys will have just little, these are vintage, things they put on here, the different add-ons. And again, it's like the truck style. Made it in a little bed. And it's got vintage steamer trunk. Like, it's really nice how they keep a lot of the vintage looks. $1925. Super clean, straight. I can't imagine those were that straight when they were brand new. The stampings were pretty crude back then. And you can see he just jumped in from the passenger side. They get ready to fire this little guy up. So you'll get to hear one of these massive engines again.
I'll take her picture by the way. You can get in there too.
Hey Marge, you're not supposed to touch this.
Where you taking?
There it goes. All 20 horsepower. That's cute. I love it. I love that picture right there. That's pretty awesome. See, order a couple like that. I like this little green rim option. And I believe that's a really dark green. It's not as easy to tell on the lighting here in the shade. It's like dark green up here and black. Again, you can see the newer stuff, bumpers, no bumpers, you know, steel, wood. This is a neat little guy. And you know, this almost looks like it came from a railroad. So at that time, railroads were probably the best technology. And cars were so new, they were still borrowing that technology from the railroads. Fender design is just really neat way, just straight back. Yeah, that's a neat little vehicle right there. Another one of the dark green. You can see it a little bit more maybe here with this lighting. And they have a maroon rim instead of a green. And it's also just a little, maybe a couple years older than the other one. I think that was a 25. I can't remember what this one down here was, but you can see those different kind of rim options, just small changes over the years. We got a 20 here. And you can see the old engineering here on the, you know, the wood crate with the little accordion setup that closes and opens for the, put your luggage on the side. And again, this door, there's no door right here. So you have to come in from the other side. And of course the crank start. I didn't mention that earlier. So appreciate you watching all these listen to me talk about all these really nice old Model Ts here at Put-in Bay. And if you get a chance to make it up here, it's a beautiful place to go. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.